Hello. There is an objection to studying philosophy, which is that gaining wisdom can make us jaded, can make us less sensitive to the pleasures in the world, and so actually more prone to unhappiness, and it won't be all that good for us. We'll just become jaded sophisticates who have a blasé attitude towards the world. Think of say adults versus children. A child can get really excited about something that an adult doesn't really care about. Like, I remember one time when my nephew got really excited by a fire engine going by, and I was more like, "Ho hum, a fire engine, who cares?" Yes, children can take more delight in things than adults have because it's more new to them. And when we gain in knowledge, when we gain in wisdom, perhaps we may grow weary of the things that once gave us pleasure. This idea is expressed in Ecclesiastes, who says that everything is a vanity and that there's nothing new under the sun. To a child, everything is new under the sun, but say to an old man who's seen it all, particularly in a time back when things weren't changing very rapidly, things might not seem all that exciting anymore. Life may lose its savor. This idea is expressed in the word sophisticated, and sophisticated is given in this dictionary here. I have Webster's, 10th dictionary. And sophisticated and blasé are given as synonyms. Sophisticated often implies refinement, urbanity, cleverness, and cultivation. Blasé implies a lack of responsiveness to common joys as a result of a real or affected surfeit of experience and cultivation. So, although in the description of sophisticated it's not referring to the same things as it does in blasé, such as a lack of responsiveness to common joys and stuff, there is that idea with sophistication. And you may notice that the word sophisticated shares a root with philosophy, which is the Greek word sophia, meaning wisdom. So, we have the word sophisticated is directly related to wisdom. And the idea here is that wise people may become sophisticated and so blasé and not take such pleasure in the world. Well, one of the things I may point out is that there are new things under the sun. Back in biblical days, things were not moving rapidly, but we live in a time of constant change. Things are changing all the time. Let me just give one example. When I was younger, I used a Commodore VIC-20, which did hardly anything. The main excitement of using a Commodore VIC-20 for me was programming on it, but it couldn't word process. You couldn't watch videos on it, and you couldn't do much of anything with it. And I even got excited when I could change the font, and that was by typing in a machine language program. Next, I got a Commodore 128. I could do a few more things with that. I could do more advanced programming on it, and I could do word processing on it. And then later I got an Amiga 500, and then an Amiga 3000, and each of these expanded what I could do with computers. Eventually, with the Amiga 3000, actually with the 500, I was already getting onto the internet. This is before the web. I was getting onto Genie and websites. Bulletin boards, not websites. Excuse me. Local bulletin boards. And I was downloading mod files, which was a new way of listening to music, combining tracks of notes with musical instruments. Then later I got Windows PC, and then I discovered zillions of games, and I began programming various board games. Later I got my new computer, which I'm using now, and then I got broadband, and now I can do things with my computer that I could not do with my earlier computers. I can do YouTube, I can watch Hulu. So the things I can do with this computer, with my computer, are very different than what I could do with my previous computer. So things keep changing, and I look forward to what I'll be able to do with computers in the future, whatever that may be. So things are certainly changing, and that's just one area of change. There have been plenty of areas of change throughout our lives. Even if there's nothing new under the sun, in the sense that there were advanced civilizations on Earth before, and they had all the stuff we had before, we don't have any memory of that if it happened at all. So these things are new to us. The world is changing before our eyes. I should mention, I'm focusing on the second chapter of Bertrand Russell's The Conquest of Happiness right now, which he calls Byronic Unhappiness. And what I've been describing is what Russell calls Byronic Unhappiness. And he believes this is expressed in the poetry of Byron, and he gives a little snippet here. There's not a joy the world can give like that it takes away, when the glow of early thought declines and feelings dull decay. Now, I'm not here to say that Byron is actually representative of what Russell is calling Byronic Unhappiness. I've hardly read poetry at all, and I've hardly read any Byron at all. I think I looked up this poem on the internet, but I don't remember it now. So he's lamenting here that, whatever joys we have in life, we're going to lose them. Buddha came to the same realization, that our joys, that even our joys in life can cause us pain because we fear losing them, and we can't get as much satisfaction from them that way. Yet Buddhism, I should mention, is focused on a way to eliminate suffering. So Buddhism does not end with the idea that our joys are unsatisfactory because they're all limited. Buddhism focuses on how to attain a state of mind in which we can appreciate things without becoming so attached to them that this attachment destroys our enjoyment of life. So the question at the heart of this chapter of Byronic Unhappiness is whether knowledge and wisdom and rationality necessarily lead to unhappiness, or whether we can be happy with wisdom, with rationality, with knowledge. And Russell comes down on the side that we can be happy with wisdom. And I'll just mention how this makes sense to me. Russell's book is divided into two sections, and one section focuses on the causes of unhappiness, another section focuses on the causes of happiness. And it makes sense to me that if we can understand the causes of unhappiness and the causes of happiness, we can become happier. And in fact, here's the chapter. Causes of unhappiness, causes of happiness. I won't take the time to read those right now. You can pause it and read them if you want to. I'm running out of time. But it seems it would take wisdom to understand the causes of happiness and the causes of unhappiness, and that wisdom can help us learn to appreciate life better. And so I think wisdom can help us be happier. And it does not have to lead to jadedness, to sophistication, to blaseness.